Hello everyone and welcome back to Conrail's Ohio and West Virginia Division. Today we're going to take a quick look at what's been going on as far as the scenery work here at Sherman Junction, a little bit of an update on how progress is going here, some notes and different things I've picked up along the way here as I ripped apart a scene and starting to put it back together now. So sit back and catch up a little bit of what I've been up to here working on this. Alright everyone, so in my last layout update I mentioned that I wanted to kind of dig in and redo this whole scene here, and as you can tell we're making some good progress here. We've got all of our track works now pretty much in. I finished that this most recent weekend. Have our turnout here to run up to our main line turnout. That's all in. Got my diamond in here as well as our first few pieces of what's going to be the old abandoned Y area here. That's all in. Kind of about as far as I got here so far. This kind of took a lot more work than I was expecting, especially ripping out this road. I used a Woodland Scenics, it was like a plaster kind of stuff. It was like a road plaster deal. And let me tell you guys ever gotta rip any of that out? That stuff is such a nightmare to pull out and try to get up off of the foam. That's been a real hassle. Another thing I've been kind of doing, kind of something I decided to do this last week while I was ripping this all apart here, is over along here I had this ditch with the cattails in it. I always thought it looked really cool, but I ran into a problem with the water effects where you kind of see it here where it was kind of like bubbling. So while I've got this all ripped apart and I'm effing it all up, so to speak, I'm going to rip out the whole stretch of that over there so I can redo it correctly and not have that bubbling problem I had going on there. That's kind of been a big project. I also, while I was doing all these joints here, I've been soldering all of the rail joiners just so I can get a little bit better electrical connection. I also put a little jumper piece on the turnouts as well. I'll try and put in a picture of that right there. It's something I've been doing on all my turnouts to make sure that I don't lose power going through them when I'm running like a little switcher or anything across them. That's kind of a big thing, but I'll throw that picture in here if I can remember to do that while I'm editing, so hopefully we'll remember that. And other than that, really just been doing a lot of ripping stuff apart. Kind of, as you guys can tell here, had to rip up all that ballast, and any of you guys have had to do that before, or anybody that's thinking about doing it, that's a total pain in the rear end. I've read that you could use water and dump it on it, but my concern is like dumping water on a layout that has power or could have power, because I don't know about you guys that have Digitrack systems like I have. Anytime I turn on the power strip that has that on it, sometimes the Digitracks will just turn itself on, the layout on, and I didn't push a button to turn it on. I always turn it off before I shut off the power to it, but sometimes it just defaults to on, so I elected to just do it the hard way and just literally just scratch and claw this stuff out all the way across there. As you can see, we moved our turnout down there as well a little bit, but I'm pretty much what I'm going to have here is I'm going to have kind of like a little bit some like shallow low areas in here to kind of get the to have like the cattails and like that kind of swampy kind of feel going on. And this is going to kind of have like a lot of fresh dirt around it right over here to show that this was just put in, this piece of track. But let let me reset up the camera here. I'll kind of show where the road's going to go and all that fun jazz too. All right, so our camera's moved here, and if you kind of can look right along here, like this spot right here, I'm going to end up this is where the road's going to end up getting moved into. It's going to fit right between this turnout here and this kind of edge here. I'm going to have like a guardrail going along the edge of it and stuff. This was an idea. Somebody commented to put the road in on an angle, and I'm forgetting who that was right now because I'm a little bit tired, kind of trying to wake up as I record this, but shout out to whoever threw that idea out there. I liked it enough that that's what we're going with here. I was thinking about putting it down more directly by the Slesnik building, but just, you know, trying to have that hard turn to get around to the back of the building with the truck just doesn't seem as realistic as having it come in here on an angle. And it's also going to give me the opportunity. I'm going to have to find a set I like, but I want to put in some flashing grade crossing signals here. Even though this is only going to be used for switching really over here, it still kind of give me something else to mess with. And I like flashing lights and things like that, you know, because that's the fun part of the hobby, is all the cool stuff like that. So we'll have our grade crossing here, our road will go here. And let me see if I can pull the camera out a little bit. You guys can hear the cats are getting excited in the background. So the road's going to be coming across like right here. I might put like a little abandoned access, well, like a little access road to come down along our front part here with like a gate off of it, kind of Conrail-esque. Have like a little access road to come over towards the junction area. But that's really what I've been up to. It's kind of been a bit of a slow going because I had some extra turnouts laying around and I didn't realize that they were all the right-handed ones, and I needed left-hand for this whole shebang here, so I had to order those. And then naturally, of course, I had laying around, I had this here diamond. I figured, oh, that'll be perfect for going over here. I could use it up. And I looked at it, it just wasn't the right angle I needed, so I ended up having to order a different one, and that just came in last week. So between trying to rip all this stuff out and redo it and getting the right piece of track in to finish it, it's just taken a lot longer than I'd hoped. And it's kind of what spurred the whole yanking all this out and redoing it too, is it's like I'm already going this deep in it, I might as well do it right and get this scene to where I'm perfectly happy with, because I've always been happy with like the back half as well as like the diamonds on the end over here. And it's kind of, you know, I want to do it right while I have it apart. So also probably going to put a signal in over here. I got some signal kits from Showcase Miniatures. I might build one of those to put right here. It won't be set up with the Azatrack system, but I'll end up just wiring it into like 3 toggle switches and put it right here, so that way I can have a signal to go out onto the main line. Probably be a Pennsylvania Railroad one. I might put it like right about here, like it got moved to this area. It'll have a bunch of stone around it and stuff, so that way it could kind of show the it'll be like right there, so it looks like it'll just got, you know, they just ripped out this track and they put the signal there kind of deal. So that'll be pretty cool once it gets in. But next steps I might have to do, I gotta finish doing all this ripping out over here, and then I gotta come in, I gotta tape all this off and start all the painting. What I do, or what I found to work best so far as using the water effects from Woodland Scenics, in their directions it says to use some kind of what is it, the oh gosh, I'm having one of the moments, guys. It's that plaster stuff. You're supposed to like line everything, use that plaster stuff, but I really don't like using that crap just because it's so messy and gets all like watery, and ugh, I don't like using that. So what I ended up doing on the last area of the layout I did all this on was I used some masking tape, and I literally just masking taped the snot out of the area I was working, and that actually sealed it plenty good enough to work. So that's what I'm going to do over here. Throw it on the masking tape, get all that in, and do all that. So hopefully within the next month, this will actually be operational. I'm kind of, you know, hoping it will be, because I kind of like to run some trains again. But, you know, I also have to, yeah, I'm also forgetting I got to run feeder wires. So I'm going to have to drill some holes through here and probably here and run some power feeders. That way I know I have power to everything. I don't want to be running into no power issues like I have in the past. That'd be not cool. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that done this weekend as well. But hopefully the next layout update in a couple weeks here, I'll have more to show and we'll be farther along. But I just wanted to give you guys a little kind of in progress, because I know I mention a lot that when you're doing projects like this and different projects in model railroading, sometimes things look terrible when you're working on them, and this is a pretty good example, because I got foam, I got old scenery and all that, and it looks a little bit rough, but I just got to stay the course and keep working on it, and it'll turn out pretty good when it's all said and done. Just got to get there. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time.